Here we go. You should get notification. It's live streamed. Yeah. Are we okay to put it on YouTube, Tom? Because I've got to ask to make sure everything's okay.
About that, yeah. So.
Cheers. Right. Great. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Eagles Chat on Thursday evening. It's the second of the double headers, and we are very, very honoured to be joined by, and I don't know whether he's on my right or my left or he's underneath me, but current superstar and current player of Sheffield Eagles, and he's ours now. He's not on loan. He's ours now, Mr. Tom Holmes. Good evening, sir.
Are you all right?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you keeping?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Not too bad. Yeah.
Fit, raring for Sunday.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it. Obviously, we've had some tough games over the past few weeks, and we're looking to, put them to bed and start and get back on track a little bit.
It's been a cracking season. I mean, so far, coming back to Sheffield, that must have sent morale through the roof with the players, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely. And obviously, when I came on loan to Sheffield, obviously I sat down with Tubbs, and I know how much Sheffield means to him as a club. So I could see a bit of a lift when we got back to the stadium, and a bit more of a buzz around the place. And I could see the emotion in Tubbs and a few of the players that obviously have been at Sheffield for a while or are actually from Sheffield. So yeah, it's been nice, and obviously to meet some of the fans and have them there at games, it 100% helps.
Yeah. Before we go any further, congratulations on the birth of your daughter.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Any sleepless nights?
No, I've not been too bad. My missus has been really good. I'm just upstairs for an hour, so I'm glad.
Oh, it's wonderful. Great. Yeah, Mark, are you going to say anything before we get on with the question?
I'm just listening in. Sorry if the volume's off. I'm in the work van at the moment because I'm about to go touch rugby playing. But the rain is so heavy. I've had to put my headphones on because I can't really hear you very well. So sorry if I'm loud. I was just gonna ask Tom. How did it all come about? The move to Sheffield, initially the loan and then the full deal. Obviously, you were at Fev. Was it a case of wanting more game time and the chance came about? Then your meetings with Tubby. How did it all come to be?
Yeah, obviously, bit frustrating for myself. Obviously, not getting some game time at Featherstone. Obviously, I played all the friendlies and the first league game, and then didn't get rotated in after that. And obviously, the club made some signings in between. So for me, obviously, 26-year-old, I want to be playing. And it got to the point where I'd not been playing for quite a number of weeks, and I wanted to, get out and play for a club. And I put that across to Featherstone, and they were quite a handful of clubs that wanted me on loan, and they had their say where they wanted me to go. But I sort of backed away from that, and I wanted the decision. And when Sheffield come about, I put it straight to Featherstone that I think Sheffield would be a great place for me to go and play. I sat down with Tubbs. We went for a coffee. Obviously, before even coming on loan, I wanted to know a bit more about the club. Obviously, I've played against them. I've got friends that play there. But after speaking with Tubbs, and like I said before, the passion and he has for the club and the direction he wants the club to go in. They've got some good history as well. We're a bit of a no-brainer. And obviously, then after being on loan for a number of weeks, obviously I got recalled back to Featherstone. Then I was back at Sheffield, and I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to be settled down, and Tubbs have been pestering me for a while. Stay with us, and fair play to him. He's been really good with me, and we ended up getting it sorted. And obviously, it's nice for me to know that I'm settled down at Sheffield for the remainder of the season, and I've really enjoyed my time. So yeah, it's been really good so far.
That's brilliant. I mean, the impact that you've made has been very significant, and it's been very well noticed. And you've been filling in at hooker as well as 6 and 7. Is that your preference to play at 7, or hooker on the side, or is that your preference? Is that your best position, 7? Do you think?
Yeah, I've played most of I say career. I've played most of my games as an halfback, and that's obviously where I see myself. And I think Tubbs does as well. We've had a chat about that, but obviously Wheeler's been injured a couple of he had a period out, and obviously it's tough going against these big teams. We've only won 9, and fair play to V. He's been doing it really tough in middle 80 minutes for quite a long time in the season, and I think he probably just needs a little bit of rest. And obviously we've already got a couple of halfbacks in Fax and Faz. So yeah, we're happy to come off the bench or start at 9 and rotate with V. And I've enjoyed it. It's a bit different. I played there before. I played obviously, I played in Super League at 9 before, but I think it's a little bit different in the Championship. But yeah, I prefer obviously in the half. But I've even played at fullback when we played Newcastle. Yeah, I'm happy to put my hand up. It sounds a bit cliche, but I'll play anyway.
Yeah, you've been.
Sorry.
I'm just going to say you've been coached by the Sheffield Eagles legends of Darryl Powell and Mark Aston. Who's worse? Who's worse for the tempers?
Tempers?
Who's got the most temperament with win and game day?
Oh, not sure. They're a little bit different.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. Never would have thought that them two would have been coaches or anything like that when they were playing days, but their halfback partnership was immense. It was a wonderful thing to watch every single week. It was great fun. So, go on, Mark. Sorry, I'm just getting all questions here. There's been quite a few here.
Yeah. We'll come to fan questions shortly. Yeah. I'm just going to say, obviously Isaac is a younger lad, and Fax is more experienced. Let's say, not so more experienced.
He's a wine.
Fax is just ridiculous. What's it like playing alongside a guy like Fax? Does you think he brings your game on? What you're learning from him, because this is supposedly his last year of rugby league. We are trying to force him to stay, but if the chance comes, would you like to stay another year? If Fax does stop, how are you open to another year?
You know what? Obviously, Fax is he's unbelievable, especially for his age. I think he's playing one of his best seasons as well. I was lucky enough to play with him when I were at Featherstone for a full season, and to be fair, we've got a really good partnership together. I think we complement each other on the field. I've learned quite a lot of him. He's a good leader on the field, and it'd be nice for him to go again. Everyone keeps giving him a nudge. One more round. Whereas I'm not sure, obviously, what I'm doing next year. I'm all I want to do right now is enjoy my rugby, and that's what I'm doing. And if obviously we're just everyone's nudging Fax to go again.
Yeah. Oh, I bet I've nudged him, and I've asked him he's dealing with my mortgage, and I've asked him, and I've nudged him already. I just said to him, I says, any chance of staying another 12 months? He went, not you as well. I said, honestly, what? Yeah. I said, do Eagles chat? And he went, oh, I thought I knew your voice.
No, he's doing it.
I swear they're going to start playing Please Don't Go on the tannoy at the stadium. I swear they're going to start playing that song. The first question we've got is from a Jake Rooney, one of the Taxi Army. Where have I got it now? Oh, I've got it wrong. No, got it right. Question for Tom. Has it surprised you to see the support the Eagles have had at home since our return, considering our reputation for not having many fans?
Yeah, you know what? When we got obviously back to the stadium, I think with the numbers, obviously that they had it a reduced capacity, or I don't know if they're still doing that, but I think it's really good. Everyone's in more or less. Obviously, there's people stand around the side, but most of the main supporters are stood in that stand, and you can hear them really loud. And I said it at the start, it is a massive difference, and they've been really nice to me, and that's all you want. and we even get fans coming away, which is good. And you know what? Obviously, people have always said, "Oh, no, they ain't got a lot of fans." And, you know, I played at Huddersfield. That's pretty similar, so it's it's not much different. But no, they're really good, and like I said, they've been really welcoming, and we're happy to, obviously have the stadium back and have them, singing all the way throughout the game, whether we're winning or losing, and that's, and to see that many people turn up at, at the launch when the stand was opened, it were good and great atmosphere, and my missus and kids really, they enjoyed it. So yeah, it was good.
Did you like the cow? Did you like the cowbell at Huddersfield?
It was all right. It was all right. A little bit annoying at times, but it's what, it makes some noise. It makes some noise. That's all you need.
I don't know if he's still alive or what, but God, Benny, I got to be the. I thought we were bad in the 90s because we had a drum, and God bless the Kath used to take this drum everywhere. She got banned from like Bradford Bulls because it was so loud. So Bradford Bulls banned the drum, which is ironic.
Well, of all the places.
Yeah. So, but oh yeah, I mean, doing that lot. Oh, it's nice to know that when with the players and everything like that, it's nice to know that, I mean, our noise and everything does come over on the pitch, and
Yeah,
for that first night at Widnes was just a wonderful night for me, and just seeing everybody. I don't know what it was like for the players, but for us,
yeah,
for us in the stands, it was just crazy. The fact you could go and buy a beer and pie and everything like that, and we now know that the money's going to the club. It was just, before we'd be complaining, but we was like, no, it's going to the club. Go, come on. And the queues were crazy. So that night was magical.
It's only going to get better. It's only going to, bring more people to the ground, and I don't mind the, even round the outside when the fans are nice and close. Obviously, you get a little bit of stick sometimes. I did last week when I got Simbin, I got a little bit of stick from their fans, but it's nice to have the fans nice and close, and you can real feel it when you're on the field.
Another one from Billy P. He says, "Are you enjoying playing at the Eagles so far, and how does it compare to the other clubs?"
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It probably helped that I knew quite a lot of the players when I got here. I played with quite a few of them at other clubs, and you know what? It's a really professional setup. I think that's what's pretty similar. Obviously, I've played at some other clubs at Featherstone, Castle, and Huddersfield, and obviously I think it's a real professional club. So yeah, it doesn't change. It hasn't been a hard transition for me at all from Featherstone to Sheffield. They're just as professional. The train just as good. And yeah, it's been an easy transition. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every minute. I've spend the time, after a game, have a beer with each other, and obviously that always helps. That you have a good laugh with the team after the game, and at training. But when the serious stuff matters, everyone's really passionate, and everyone wants to. Everyone's in it together, and we're all on the same page. So it's good.
Go on, Mark. Have you got anything? I've got a few more.
Yeah. Keep going. I was just going to say. You were saying about the away support, which of us is not that great. Obviously, London away this weekend. What's the plan for that? Do the team just go down on the day and play it, and then come back, or do we? We don't have an overnight, do we, or anything like that?
No, it's. I think it's around 8:30 set off. I think in the morning.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we've obviously. Well, I wasn't there at the start, but a lot of the lads have done most of the away trips this year. So this is the last long one, I believe.
We've done the 3 Cumbrias and we've done Newcastle. So this is it. Yeah, we've only got like 3 or 4 away games left because, of course, we played them all before the OLP was ready. But yeah.
So I don't think it really affects us in any way. And obviously, if you get the win, it's a decent bus trip on the way back.
We see you enjoyed the Newcastle trip with the bus on the way back. I don't know what you were singing about, but you were singing it very, very well, sir.
Bit of a Sugar Hill Gang, yeah. It was even though I've been there, quite a few months, we've not done an initiation. So I think it was QLT that was sort of, making us all get up and do a little song. So I wouldn't normally do it, especially after not even having a drink. They were absolutely noble ones. So, and I didn't even know it got recorded well after. So I'm gonna. I need to. I still haven't found out who's put that on yet. So
I think it might be a certain person that passed his driving test this week.
people might pay good money for it, so.
Probably Dan. Well, anyway, it was pretty good, and we do need a Eurovision entry for next year. Have we got? Well, we like a question. Have we got any more questions, Dino?
Yeah. What do you make of the loan signing of Fecky? What
Yeah,
do you think to Fecky?
Obviously, it's been a shame for him. He's picked up quite a lot of injuries, and obviously, he's probably coming out to get some game time. But with it's something that we probably need. And he trained with us last night. He looked really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with him. He'll bring us something different. We've obviously been low on numbers as well. We've more or less, had 17, 18 to pick from every week. So, someone of that caliber coming in and in the outside backs is only going to, improve us, and, it obviously helps people fight for the position. So people start playing better, and that's what it's all about. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings.
Michael White's asking. Oh, here we go. Michael White. He asks more questions than anyone. He's up there with the best of them. Cheers, Michael. Thank you very much for this one. What made you want to sign permanently for the Eagles, and can you see yourself staying beyond this season if offered the chance?
I think I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Obviously, after a couple of months of being on loan. Obviously, I missed out on a few games. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to play against Featherstone. I wasn't allowed to play in. I think it was one of the cup games, and it were getting a bit frustrating for me. I'd gone out on loan, and probably in 5 weeks, I'd probably played once. I just wanted to be, like I said earlier, cemented down in one place and know where I was week to week, and know that I'll be playing, and that was perfect for me. And obviously, Tubbs had asked me to, why don't we keep you for the rest of the year, and it was a bit of a no-brainer. Obviously, I had to, sort some stuff out with Featherstone, and they were pretty good with me, and it sort of got done pretty quickly.
Yeah. And
I'm going to stick you on the spot, Tom. Who's winning it, Lee or Fev? Based on what you've seen, obviously experienced at Fev and having Lee run over us last week, who's winning it?
What is it? Just them two that are competing?
Well.
Yeah.
Unless York get the finger out big style. Unless York can turn them over.
I think York's going to do it
between them two.
I think York's going to come up on the rails. I really do, because they've got that Wembley hangover at Featherstone at the moment. There's the big Wembley hangover, so I don't know what's caused it, but we do. So, but I think it's not over yet. I don't think so. I mean, everybody's. But who's your money on, Tom?
I don't know. Obviously, Lee have had the better hand over him a few times now, and they're still signing players. Obviously, they brought Charlie in this week, which is another. It's a major addition to the squad. And then you look at Fev, they've just brought in Gadwin Springer, which obviously they're trying to boost their middles a little bit, which probably when they played against Lee, that's probably an area where Lee probably had an advantage. And if you look at Lee's pack, there's some big boys in there, and I think obviously both teams are signing players. I'm not sure, when it comes down to it towards the end, what both teams are even going to look like. So I couldn't even comment. But it does get exciting because everyone's obviously talking about Lee and Featherstone, but there's still some good teams in this competition that it only takes one game to, once it comes down to the playoffs, and obviously the media and talk a lot up about them two teams, but obviously there's money involved, stuff like that. It's tough for some teams, but like I've said, you get to the playoff stage, and anything can actually happen. And I'm sure there'll be teams that will be backing themselves to get to a grand final, not just them two teams.
Yeah, I think it'd be great if it's York versus Batley.
You never know.
You never know. It's just exactly. I would have thought that what Batley did on against Featherstone, and There was a lot of people that I was saying, Batley have just come in and just like, and that's going to be the biggest shock of the season. One of the shocks of the season so far. Because no, I don't think anybody expected that. But Batley just went in there and just went, yeah, well, don't forget about us. And they just did it. They did a great one. Oh, here she is, Mrs. Sheffield Eagles, Katie. She's here. She's got her question.
Evening, Kate.
Evening, Kate. Yeah. She's
Hmm.
asking, what's your ambition? What's the ambition?
My ambition, obviously for me, I wanted to play. My ambition as a kid was, to be a professional. Then it went to, I want to play Super League, and luckily enough, I've played around 40, 50 games Super League, and but since moving down to the Championship, I'm just enjoying each year as it comes. I think you listen to players that are retiring, even like backs, or players that have retired, and they say, enjoy it while you can, because it comes around quick. It happens real fast, and before you know it, you're over 30, and you've got to think about life after rugby. But my ambition is obviously for the rest of the year, I just want to get some consistency, and I want to do my best to help Sheffield get into the playoffs. That's an ambition for the year, and for me, I just want to. It sounds daft. I just want to enjoy it. I just want to start, enjoying my rugby and doing the best I can for my family. And if the opportunity came back, to go into Super League, I'd take it with both hands. But at the minute, I'm really enjoying it in the Championship, and feel I've still got a lot to prove. I'm still 26, so I think once I get some consistency, I might start playing a little bit better, and I just want to enjoy it. I'm not looking too far ahead.
Yeah. Have you got a favourite squad number?
Any really? I'm not. I'm 6 or 7, but I'm not bothered. I'm not too bothered.
I've got a few 7s in the wardrobe. I must admit.
Don't ask him about. Don't ask him about.
Don't ask me
Tom.
about my jerseys. Don't do it. No.
He's got about 100 or something absurd.
There's about 50. It's getting close to 50 now.
Oh,
so I'm all right. I've got Thax's up there. My Thax is just getting wardrobe, so I was lucky enough to get Thax because somebody across from me has not forgiven me for that one yet. No, I think. Yeah. Mark, have you got anything else to ask our wonderful person here?
I was just going to ask the standard things that we always ask about. You played Super League for a good while, and that was a great experience. It's the best it gets. What do you think is the biggest differences between Super League and the Championship? Obviously, everybody says speed, but what did you find was the biggest difference?
I think it's changed over the past few years. I think the first time I once went on loan to Batley, and I were full time at Castleford at the time, and I think the league were a little bit different in Championship now. But if you look, there's a lot of Super League players in there. So I think, like you say, the physicality of the game, Championship to Super League, there's not much difference. But probably everyone will say the same. Like you said, the speed of it. Sometimes find it a little bit harder to attack in the Championship, as teams sometimes defend a little bit different. Whereas in Super League, I feel like sometimes it's a little bit more structured defensively. So as a halfback, I sometimes find it difficult. I remember actually going on loan to Oxford when I were at Castleford. I were only young. Into League One, I did 8 games for Oxford in League One, and that was even more difficult because you used to have players flying out at you from left, right, and centre. It was just
it wasn't the best standard down there, was it? Let's be honest. I mean, you can be honest as you like about it, but
yeah,
it was very different. Yeah,
I think probably a little bit more structured in some sort of sense in Super League, and definitely the speed of it. But it's getting pretty close. You look at the players in the Championship. How many of them could probably slot into a Super League side? Probably quite a few.
Yeah. Who are your favourite players that you've ever played with and against?
Ooh.
How many do I choose?
Go as mad as you like. We've got time. You know, go as balmy as you want.
I think I once did a report. A reporter once asked me this and did an article. Zach Hardacre were incredible when we won the league at Cass in 2017. Obviously, towards the back end, some stuff happened and he didn't obviously get to play. But throughout that season, you know, being a halfback and having him as your fullback, you know, the talk from behind, the way that he'd come onto the ball, real impressive. And more than anything, his defence. I think in that year in 2017, amount of one-on-one tackles he did, try savers, holding up over the line. That was pretty special. Rangi Chase, it was a debatable one there. You know, he's difficult to want to play with because he's a bit off the cuff, but you know, I've learnt a lot off him. You know, we still speak now. He's magical. He's got, obviously, you look at some of his highlight reels and
oh yeah,
not sure where the ball's gone. And probably one more I've probably played with. There's too many. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, like players like, and you know, the people that go unnoticed, well, not unnoticed because everyone knows it, but people like Andy Lynch, you know, as a young one coming through and playing with someone who's such a leader and such a grafter on the field, probably. You know, there were nothing better than playing with players like that. And you got players that even at Huddersfield, like some of the young boys like Jake Wardle, I think, players like that. There's some unbelievable talent, and I always say I'm lucky to be able to play with some of them, and you know, still be friends with them. So it's been, you know, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick.
Or would you have for England #1 jersey, Hardacre or Tompkins?
Tough one, in it. You know, obviously Zach can play centre as well. So I can put him in centre and then put Tompkins at fullback.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Thinking of.
Do you think we've got? Do you think, Tom, we've got a genuine chance of winning the World Cup? Because Australia, you know, as we know, when you think they're going to have a lull for a couple of years and we can get them, they just produce player after player. They've got a right production line going on. I think if we'd have played the World Cup last year, we might have had a better hope. But do you think we can do it? Do you think we can match them?
Yeah, well, you know, obviously that, you know, they play some, you know, incredible rugby. Not saying ours isn't, but you know, everyone looks towards, you know, Australia each time and say, you know, that look at the way they play in the NRL, but you know, everyone has the debate of who should play fullback, who should play half for England, and I think that's good. Obviously, that shows, you know, the amount of talent that there is. You know,
yeah, definitely.
Other than, you know, everyone saying he's our #1, he's our #7, he's our #8. Instead of that, there's people, you know, there's so many. How many teams could you write, like England teams, could you probably write out, and it'd still be a very strong side.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, why not give us a chance? There's some real good players in there, and I hope, you know, they can really put a good team together, which they are doing, and gel together. I think obviously that's the hard thing with, you know, international rugby. It's about the team gelling more than anything.
Yeah.
You've got players from all different teams, which obviously that's why they have the camp, stuff like that. But yeah, it's looking good. Like some good players in.
Did you watch the Origin last week?
No, I didn't. A bit of a crazy week last week. I didn't get to.
yeah, of course. Well, yeah, of course you have. What am I on about? Yeah, little baby, of course you were.
Origins.
Well, thank you very much for this tonight, sir. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful. Thank you very much for taking the time out. Best of luck on Sunday. Both of us will be there. We'll be cheering you on and everything like that. So we'll have quite a few of us hopefully there. Some of us will be more sober than the others, but we'll be there.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what
Alright.
you're saying, Dino. There's a couple of birthdays going on, so it's kind of like a bit of a weekend job, but we'll be fine. You know, the game's on the Sunday, so Saturday for that.
Yeah.
And at London, I don't think we're going to get very drunk in London at those prices anyway. So
No, but many wishes for the rest of the season,
Well,
Tom.
thank you very much, and anytime I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And that was Mr. Tom Holmes, number 20. He's number 26, isn't he, on South Squad?
Yeah.
It's number 26.
What an absolute gent and a star for being on. Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Sunday, it is the big one. It is London Broncos at Ebbsfleet. If you're going to be trained like I am, you get off at Ebbsfleet International and then you put your finger out and go, right, which way is the wind blowing? And you follow it. It's very, very close to the station, apparently. Lots of people going that I know of anyway. So can't wait. It's this weekend's. Do you think it's a make or break for us? The thing, because now there's a little gap between.
I think it's got the potential to turn our season. We've got to be honest here. Obviously, Tom is a great addition to the squad, and signing Feke, what a signing that is. Everybody's like, oh, if he stays fit, he stays fit. Well, we've got to give a guy a crack. We've got to give him a try. And
2 weeks.
That's why he's here, to get some match fitness, and I hope we can get the best out of him. I'm not saying they were bad for wingers. Obviously, got BJB on one side, and then we'll have Feke on the other wing. This is going to be great. And also, if he plays alongside Ryan at centre, it's going to do him the world of good and all, because Ryan's only getting better by the game. I think this game has got the potential to, restart is a bit of a drastic word, but it can give a real boost to our season, because we have had some iffy results, but we've had hard games. York, Lee. These are hard games. But now we've got a run of games coming up, which me and you have discussed, and I think in July we've got 5 games, and potentially we can win them all. I mean, Batley's just got a lot more interesting after what they did to Fev. But there's definitely potential here to get a lot of points this month.
Yeah, I wonder what the odds are on getting a York versus Batley grand final in Championship.
Well, I'm sure somebody will take your money for the choice. If you speak to Jamie Webster, anyway, he bets on anything. Steve he bets on all.
No, I think this weekend. I mean, I don't know if they've announced the squad yet. Let me just have a check on Twitter.
I haven't seen anything, but I've been doing this show for the last 45 minutes, so I don't know.
Yeah, let me just have a quick look.
It usually goes on a couple of days before, doesn't it? You get the squad, and then obviously your match day on the day, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, the pin tweet is funny because it's us with the flag. The first tweet you see on the Sheffield Eagles page is us with the flag. No, they've just gone about Nadine. But we just got to say about that our favourite Nadine Dorries just mentioning rugby league, and then she goes, "Oh yeah, I remember the drop goal in 2003." Get your facts right, woman. Dear me. We've got to say, wonderful work done by the Eagles Foundation with the Sheffield Eagles wheelchair guys. The wheelchair guys they're facing Rochdale this week. The ladies, they're playing at Mosborough. They've got I think it's Illingworth.
Illingworth at Mosborough, yeah.
So we've got them. We don't forget the learning disability guys as well. We always love them guys as much as anybody else. As long as you say Sheffield Eagles, you're us. We cover all Sheffield Eagles people and always will.
Speaking of the learning disability team, I know they practice on a Tuesday at OLP. I believe they're taking part in a festival, a learning disability or LD rugby festival at the Summer Bash, and also at the Magic Weekend as well. Some sort of event there, because I've been told by Becky, who's Leighton's mum, of course, that they're doing I think it's called a festival, but it's like whether it's structured games or what, I'm not sure, but there's going to be other teams with theirs as well, and that's going to be a great promotional event for them. The ladies, if you're not going to London, if you've not got the fortune to go to London this weekend, see if you can get down to watch the ladies play. They're in absolutely red hot form. They won again at the weekend, and I was saying
it's Rochdale. Sorry, it's Rochdale. They've already played Illingworth. Caps has just come in.
Right, okay.
It's Rochdale.
Okay, right. Yeah, apologies. So get yourselves down to watch. I can also say that after the League game, I was talking to one of the ladies players, Molly Aglington, in the library afterwards, and she's very kindly agreed to come on the show on Tuesday the 19th. So we'll be hearing more and learning more about the ladies' team. Get your questions in for that. More, the more the merrier. But yeah, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Carry on, Dino. I'm going to sneeze. I think.
Can I just say, I had a message this week, and it made my day. It really made my day concerning with this. It just said, "You guys are amazing. You guys do this off the back of your own heart. You guys have done this throughout lockdown. You did this all the way through lockdown. You've done everything you can to keep people interested in the Eagles. And can I just say thank you? Oh, have you seen it? Nominations for the Hall of Fame have gone in. My nomination, Martin Brooks.
Well,
I'm saying it now.
I flagged that one. I flagged that one to start with. If we're going to talk about players, who can we talk about in terms of players? I mean, Martin deserves a place for just being an absolute legend. I'm sure there's other people as well.
Menzies.
Don't nominate the away tarts, for God's sake.
No,
and
Menzies.
Don't nominate Blazing Squad. Menzies is an obvious one.
It's an odds on for Menzies, isn't it? It's got to be.
Menzies, obviously QLT's still playing though. I mean, can you be allowed in when you're still playing?
No, I don't think so. People off the Sanners for the work that they've done today. I mean, I know that I don't want to be on a downer, but today, Angela Gregory. People might not know who Angela is. When the club was reformed in 1999 and when I was 2004, Angela was one of the people that helped out in the office, and she always did it. And she worked her backside off. She was Mark's right-hand woman. She was amazing for everything she done. All my thoughts and my prayers and everything goes to Angela. So we announced something today concerning an illness. We send in everything we've got our way to Angela at this time. We hope that she's starting a chemotherapy and radiotherapy in a few weeks. We really hope it works for her. I'm praying and everything for Angela. If anybody remembers Angela, please send her the best wishes, because I think she might need some positive from all the Eagles fans. People don't realize how much work. People don't remember how much work she did.
She did, yeah. I didn't know that, Dino, actually. I didn't know she was unwell. Of course, I remember Angela from the early 2000s working in the office, and please be better soon. Obviously, a big person in the early reform time of the club, like you say. So please, we do send our best, yes.
Yeah, she was one of the stars. I mean, my favorite thing with Angela is she persuaded me to be Freddie once more, and then the 2000 against Batley at the stadium. She goes, "We need a mascot," and I went, "No." She went, "Yes, we do." "No, don't you say no to me." And I went, "Angela, what do I get?" She goes, "You get free entry to the game." I went, "Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, fair enough."
Oh, you cheap bugger.
So I did it, and she told me off for diving over the advertising boards. She says, "We've got to clean that now." I went, "Well, you told me to do it." She goes, "I didn't expect you to do full Freddie." I said, "Well, there you go. I did it anyway." She's a star. She's an absolute legend of this world. Back to the Hall of Fame. Martin Brooks as a supporter is an add-on. There's nobody else bigger. There's nobody better than Martin. He deserves it. Wherever the Eagles have gone, he's been there. Whether it be Bridgend in South Wales, whether it be supporting Darrell when he played for Yorkshire, whatever there's somebody to do with Eagles and rugby league in general. He was even at Cass last week supporting Catalans. This guy puts in more miles than anyone I've ever known, and he's an Eagles thoroughbred, and he loves rugby league and loves all sports. So if anybody deserves it, it's Martin.
Yeah, Martin's an absolute hero. I've known Martin very well for a number of years. Sorry, I was going to say. I've known Martin very well for a number of years. I used to give him a lift when I had more, when I had more money and less children. I used to give Martin lifts to games, and we got to know each other very well. I know he's had a very tough few years with his health and personal matters. I don't think there's a person more deserving than the recognition from the club than Martin for everything that he's done, his support, and his just general never say die attitude towards rugby in general. Because like you say, it's not just us he goes to watch other games also. So when you look up the word legend in the dictionary, it's a word that gets, here's a big one for you, derogated in the modern era, the word legend. But Martin absolutely is a legend, and I can think of no one, if you want to talk about non-players, I can't think of anybody more deserving.
I think there's other people like Ian Annis that deserves to be in, because Ian did his work off the scenes and everything with the development of Sheffield Rugby League. Ian Annis deserves to be in for that. the work he did through the 90s. He was responsible for the schools being at Wembley in 93. He always did some great work with the development side, whether it be Hillsborough Hawks, Sheffield Hawks, whatever it is they want to be known in them days. Junior, it was Hillsborough Eagles, and then it went to Hillsborough Hawks and stuff like that. The work he did at Sheffield Eagles after the merger, before the merger, and with it, he was always there. He knew his stuff. There was nobody think Ian Annis deserves to be in as well. I mean, you could go through the players. I mean, if you had to go through one player from the 80s, the 90s, noughties, whatever, and do it that way, you get a good mixture and everything. I mean, noughties and 10 years and 20s. I mean, with the 10 years, I mean, what would you have from like 10 to 20? Mitch Stringer, Jack House, Jackson, Mitch Stringer.
Jack's already in. Mitch is a shout. People like Hendo, who brought so much to the club, as well as his great on-pitch performances. I mean, if you look at that 2012, 13 to 15 team, frankly, any of those players would be deserving of that. Because it was such an incredible team. I think for me, Menzies is just the ultimate. You know, he's the ultimate player that we've had, and Menzies must be. It's not even a contest. This one, is it?
I think with the noughties, I mean, you look at the stalwarts that did it from like the merger up to 2010. Names.
Well, we've got Gavin Brown, who's already in.
Gavin Brown,
yeah. Mitch was here when he was younger, and then he went away, did other things, and then he came back, and that was his best spell with us.
Yeah.
So Mitch should be in the mix, definitely, from that period. From the noughties, the thing is, in the noughties, we had quite a high turnover of players, because we grew from like restarting in 2000 to like challenging for things by the end of the decade. So there was quite a high turnover of players. Some standouts for me, I'll just give you some names. Johnny Woodcock was awesome. Andy Pointer, Jeddah, you know, that second row was good. Pete Green, you know, you got to think about players like this who were consistently brilliant. Alex Sostak was here for about 10 years or something silly. And I don't think I think he counts his bad games on one hand. So, you've got to look at some of these kinds of players when you think about who needs to be recognised.
Yeah, I think 80s and 90s, 90s for me. Oh, Gamma. I don't think Mark Gamson's
Gamma's already in.
Mark Gamson's in. Oh, bugger.
Yeah, he's already in. Yeah.
The people that I remember for me was the one that did it, but wasn't best known. I mean, David Michael. David Michael signed for us as a 17-year-old in 89, and he was there about 5-6 years and always gave his best for us. Always. Richard Price, Bruce Maguire, Dale Lawton, Paul Carr, Anthony Farrell. Then you go into the Super League, Johnny Lawless, Keith Senior, Matt Crowther, Wesley Savatabua. I could go on endless with these Super League years. Easily. Michael Jackson. No. I'm the people that did the work and everything that was there, and you never saw them take a back step. And Beans is already in. Leeds. Mick Cook's my shout. There you go. Mick Cook. 80s and 90s.
That's a good shout.
Mick Cook. Because Mick Cook never. If you don't get Player of the Year 5 years in a row for being rubbish, you don't. If you look at that big Eagle trophy, it says Mick Cook's name consecutively every year. Every year at the Player of the Year, it was like, is Mick Cook going to win it this year? And everybody used to say, well, I voted for him. He never took a step. If he played Hooker, 13, or even prop, he never took a back step against anyone. And this is when, if you watch, this is the best bit of all. If you watch the Eagles v Widnes in 89, you actually see Mick Cook perform a miracle. He won a ball against the head in a scrum. He actually says, won the ball against the head in a scrum.
Speaking of that Widnes game, right, is it on YouTube at all?
Yes, it is.
Right, I've never actually watched that, so I've got an hour and a half train journey back to Doncaster on Monday, so I might actually sit and watch that because I've never actually seen that game, and you talk about it all the time, so I think I need to be in on this.
Right, hold on, let me see if I can still remember the 1 to 15. I can still remember the 1 to 15 though. That's the best bit. I can still name the 1 to 15 on it. It's just absolutely crazy. It was the videos from Scrum Down, the TV show that we used to have in the 80s and 90s with John Helm and David Watkins. And it was
John
4 or
Helm.
5 days after the World Club Challenge when Widnes beat Canberra. And
I was going to say they were the world champions at the time, weren't they?
Yeah,
Because that's another selling point.
It was Jonathan Davis's first game at Standoff. It was his debut at Standoff. He was torn apart by Jeff Hardy. If you want to watch somebody get torn apart, it's Jeff Hardy. I mean, Eagles team, I'll do it easy. 1 was Michael, 2 was Dave Nelson, 3 Andy Dickinson, 4 Davil Powell, 5 Mark Gamson, 6 Jeff Hardy, 7 Mark Aston, 8 Paul Broadbent, 9 Mick Cook, 10 Gary Van Bellen, 11 Sonny Nicol, 12 Bruce Maguire, 13 Warren Smiles, 14 Nick Alafihi, and 15 Nick Grimolby. That's what I remember about that. And I still speak to Warren Smiles.
That is a stacked team there.
That scrum was immense. Sonny Nicol and Bruce Maguire as second rowers. Oh my God. It just, from start to finish, it was immense that day. If you want to watch it, and the best of it is you'll watch it, and it's 5 meters going back from the play the ball. It's not 10 meters.
All right, it's not 10.
5 meters. And just look at the markings on the pitch. Typical Bramall Lane. Bramall Lane made a right mess up with the markings. Just watch them and you're going, what the hell? And they had a right mess up with that.
Bramall Lane should have a good pitch, because they put horse manure on it every week, so it should have a good pitch, really, shouldn't it?
I'm saying nothing. I know I've got my feelings, but this is rugby league, and we try to be partial.
I'm trying to be topical.
Right. But I'm right as well. Yeah. Somebody bought that Eagles jersey. You know that one with Super League on patches.
You were it.
No, it weren't me. No. I didn't buy it, but somebody's bid for it. I think they think it's a player's. I do believe
there's no number on the back for a kickoff, and it's not reinforced on the neck.
It's not reinforced. It's nothing like that. So I know he's going to be so disappointed when he gets there from Poland. How does an Eagles shirt end up in Poland? I mean, there's Hillsborough Hawks shirts. Oh, mate, before I go, there's a Hillsborough Hawks shirt on there. Sheffield Hillsborough Eagles. He wants 150 quid for that jersey, number 13. Look for it on eBay.
I think I'll save my battery. Well, that Damien Gibson's match worn I got recently, which I wore at the first game at OLP, that was from Poland. I don't know
get it over there.
I have no idea, mate. Not a clue. But I keep meaning to ask you, though, what he did with it, because I don't know who would have got it. I think the shirt sponsor would have got the shirt. So I don't know how it ended up there. The thing is, it's mine now, and it just about fits.
Yeah. There's a reason why we've picked Kadeem Williams as well. He's a big lad. He's a big lad. He's a very big lad. But anyway, I'll let you get off, mate, and have you touch rugby, and you take care of yourself, and we'll see each other next week, I suppose.
I'll see you in London on Sunday.
Of course, we will. What I'm on about Sunday. Yeah, everybody say hi. With all that, you never know. We might be in a good mood and near the bar. That's all I'm saying. We might be, but you never know. But yeah, we'll see everybody on Sunday at the London Broncos game. Just had a wasp coming in my room. Thanks very much. Thanks for our very special guest. What a week. We've had Simon Brown and number 26, Mr. Tom Holmes on. Congratulations, Tom, once again. And Angela, keep fighting, sweetheart. That's all I've said. That's what I want to finish on. Angela, keep fighting. All right, sweetheart. And I'll see you Sunday, pal. Take care.
I'll see you Sunday.
Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.